Hey, I'm Bill Rice, and I help founders and startups build go-to-market strategies so that you can focus on building exceptional products and services. And today, I want to talk to you about actually going to market and the strategies that you can use to get that product and service into the market in a consistent and scalable way. Number one, define your who. I think oftentimes folks, especially product folks, and that's most of us, right? Entrepreneurs typically start their business with a product or service in mind. And so they're really good at that. But when they think about marketing, they kind of go to the interwebs and look at the articles and do a lot of sort of cliche marketing planning first. And they neglect entirely thinking about who they actually want to talk to. So I always like to start with that. Define your who. A lot of times you'll hear us in the marketing world talk about ideal customer profile or ideal customer avatar. I want to make this a little bit more simple. I like the avatar context because you're thinking of, as you're creating content, whether it's writing an article or do a video like this, I want to have you have a particular person, maybe it's a role or a type of person that would use your product or service in mind and talk very specifically to that person. And that becomes your who. Number two, and this is tightly related to that customer profile, as you're thinking about that person, think about the problems, the solutions, and the emotions. I like to use this three-part framework, right? The problems that they're encountering, the things that they're trying to accomplish, maybe that they're being challenged with, their boss is asking them to do, or simply the things that will make them look better. This gets close to that emotions. Then we want to think about the solutions, right? Here's the problems they have, the challenges that they're wrestling with. How does your product or service start to solve those problems and challenges? And then the emotions part. So emotions are closely tied to what's going on in that role or the problems, right? So problems create anxiety. Maybe they're getting pressure from their boss. Maybe they just want to look good. Maybe they actually want to, for their family, want to take their career to the next level. Go ahead and think about those emotions, right? Because sometimes those emotions, if your product can help them get to that next level or do that other thing that's creating anxiety for them or push through something, that actually is going to convert much better than just simply solving a problem, right? That's in their day-to-day. One of the best ways to get some ideas around this, because it is kind of a perfect sort of domain knowledge. If you don't have a bunch of customers to survey or a bunch of people to reach out or a bunch of ICPs that you can survey, go ahead and go to ChatGPT. I use this all the time. It's actually relatively good. Go ahead and do some prompts. Talk about specifically, hey, I can help this type of person. Give me some idea on some common problems that they may encounter on a day-to-day basis in their job. That's a great prompt. It will pull out a whole bunch of different problems and challenges that type of person would run into. And then from there, you can layer in your experience. You can think about your product. Second to that is then go and say, hey, what are some compelling solutions that would solve this list of products? This is where I start to create tables inside of ChatGPT, right? Ask it to create a table, match up problems and solutions. And then ultimately, and this is, I think, what makes this sort of sequence of prompts and workflow really powerful, is then I come in there and I say, as it pertains to the problems and solutions in that table, give me a compelling claim that I can make that would make that person absolutely certain that my solution will solve their problem, and then it'll add it to the table. The neat thing about this is, yes, they are just claims, but as you think about your product and service, look at those claims. Are those things that you can truthfully and accurately state? And it'll give you a head start on the types of ways that you can position your messaging. Hey, if you want to focus on building your product and leave the demand generation, the lead generation to us, to me, I'd love for you to visit us at billricestrategy.com. And we can show you how we can get that demand going and give you that early traction that you need for your products and services and keep your attention on building your business. Number three, how do I position myself to be the clear solution? So once I have those problems and solutions, I've thought about the who and those sorts of things, I want to start to get very clear and defined on where I am in the market. And so this is going to go to number four. In order to do that, I need to take a brief survey of the competition. What do the other solutions look like? Who are my competition? How are they positioning themselves? What are the benefits that they offer, that role, that ICP that you're looking for? And then going back to number three, learn to sort of turn that into very concise positioning, how you are differentiated from those other competitions. So use 3 and 4 together. Position yourself to be the clear solution. Use your survey of competition to kind of understand where you fit in the mix, and be transparent, even as you're talking to prospective customers. I think it's really nice to be able to compare and contrast and do that in sort of a nice way and not necessarily a defensive way. It makes you stronger in the market, makes you the clear expertise because you understand the market probably a lot better than a lot of those other SDRs that are peddling the big name, big box solution, right? And then number 5, the last one, execution. It's really important as you're building that go-to-marketing strategy that you have a lot of confidence that your product and service, even if it's an MVP, is going to clearly execute on the claims that you're making. So as you're building out those product solutions and then ultimately the claims that you're going to make, the positioning that you're going to put it in and how it's going to fit alongside competition, just go back and double check that you could actually back up those claims with clear execution. You always want to fulfill. Hey, if you've watched till this point and you're enjoying this and want more lead generation tactics from me, I would love for you to like and subscribe, and you'll get all of the latest and greatest lead generation tactics from me.